tracks, stats, and facts. www.enterthedome.com.
Good people, what's going on? Welcome to episode 21 of the Dome Podcast. Now, look, I wasn't going to do episode 21 until the weekend because you guys know I just released within the last day or two episode 20. That was in regard to classic albums versus regional classics, which actually brings me to why I'm doing this episode 21 today real quick. Is Rolling Stones released their top 200 hip-hop albums. Now, look, Rolling Stone publication been around forever. They've had some lists over the years in regard to greatest albums, greatest songs, greatest guitarists, greatest pianists, greatest everything that some of the individuals listed and groups listed. I kind of had to side eye like, not sure they should have been on that list or that high. They've had some ridiculous hip-hop lists over the years that I must admit I laughed at. They've had greatest albums lists where they had 4 Beatles albums in the top 10 and stuff like that, and had some amazing artists and amazing albums ranked like 189 out of the top 500 albums and stuff like that. So I always thought it was crazy, which is, interesting me seeing this list today because Rolling Stone's last top 500 albums, like all in every genre, it had Marvin Gaye What's Going On number 1. Now they've had it ranked number 7 before, like 5, I believe, and just different rankings over the last few years or actually a decade or two. But it was kind of surprising to see Marvin Gaye What's Going On ranked number 1 in the overall genre list of greatest albums. And you can see if you go back and find that particular article and things of that nature, you'll see a lot of people upset in the comment section because they wanted, of course, the Beatles and other people to be ranked number 1. You know what I'm saying? Or Bob Dylan, who's always ranked real high, Rolling Stones and stuff like that. But Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, which I do believe is the greatest album of all time, is my favorite album of all time, and he's my favorite singer. So, yeah, for me, it was great to see that. But I understand some people didn't like that. But nevertheless, their last top 500 list was pretty impressive overall. So I thought they would do better this time on the hip-hop end. I'm like, okay, you know what, their last few lists been better than they were 10, 15 years ago. But when I tell you this hip-hop list, this top 200 list, well, we'll focus on the top 30. But this list, interesting to say the least. So let me say this real quick, just for to paint a picture. A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders is ranked number 57. Okay? You heard that right. A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders is ranked number 57. Other notable things, Chief Keef, Finally Rich is ranked 32. De La Soul is Dead is ranked 33. Doggy Style is ranked 35. And Doggy Style, for a lot of people, is the greatest West Coast hip-hop album of all time. Definitely no less than top 5. Some even say that Doggy Style is better than The Chronic. And they wouldn't be all the way wrong. I get it. Snoop Dogg is the star of The Chronic and obviously the star of Doggy Style. They can go hand in hand as 1 and 2 of the greatest West Coast rap albums, and even some might say 1 or 2 of the greatest hip-hop albums of all time. You definitely will see Doggy Style on a lot of top 10 lists in hip-hop. But it's ranked number 35. Chance the Rapper, that Acid Rap, is ranked 36. Only Built for Cuba Links is ranked number 37. Good Kid, Mad City is ranked number 38. Now, Only Built for Cuba Links, again, you guys know, I feel like that's a top 5, top 10 hip-hop album of all time. I think it's ranked number 4 on my personal list. Rolling Stone has it number 37. The Chronic is ranked number 40, y'all. Again, I just told you how people look at The Chronic. The Chronic changed hip-hop on the West Coast and changed hip-hop in general. It's a universal classic hip-hop album, culture-shifting album. And how dare Rolling Stone disrespect Dr. Dre and the Chronic and the legacy of this movement by putting this number 40. And I hope somebody get this to Rolling Stone. I need someone there. Please come on Twitter and debate the hip-hop heads about this nonsense. Because I did say, list, of course, are subjective, music subjective, and things of that nature, but some things aren't. This is not. This is ridiculous. Liquid Swords is number 43, I believe. Mama Said Knock You Out, LL Cool J, 44. Some of them, okay, we're talking about all-time list. I'm not overall mad at something like that. I was very surprised that Slim Shady LP is ranked number 85. I'm very shocked Rolling Stone did that. I definitely would have expected that to be like a top 20 album given the demographic. I'm just being honest, man. So them doing that was surprising. I was shocked that Beastie Boys' License to Ill was number 57. That was very surprising. I did like the fact that Diggable Planets was on the top 200 list. That was dope. They did have Megan Thee Stallion, Vince Staples, Kid Cudi, Tyler the Creator, some of their albums in the top 200. You can look that up. I'm not even going to talk about the ranking. Some of it I think is ridiculous, but, you know, I guess it's cool because overall you're getting a lot of fans get a chance to have their, you know, people that they enjoy on the list. But it's not about enjoying. For me, it's about the standard of what a great album is and how you rank it against other great albums in the culture, in a genre. But nevertheless, they had Ice Cube Death Certificate number 93. Some would argue that's the top 5 West Coast hip-hop album and top 20 hip-hop album, you know, in a lot of circles. You know, Carter 2 is ranked number 99, look like. De La Soul is Dead, ranked number 94. Criminal Minded by KRS-One BDP, 91. You know, what else is here? De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. I think I said already it's like, what, 32? What else, just real quick before we... Critical Beat Down Ultramagnetic MCs, number 88. Change Production in Hip-Hop. Cypress Hill debut is 91. Great Adventures of Slick Rick is number 82. Great Adventures of Slick Rick? I'm thinking that if Great Adventures of Slick Rick is anywhere outside of the top 10, 15 greatest rap albums, I think the list is kind of crazy. But I said it was going to focus on the top 30. So I just want to give you a little tidbit of some of the other rankings of some albums. For some context, Queen Latifah is also ranked very, very low on the list. But let's start. Number 30. Beastie Boys, Paul Boutique. Some might say License to Ill is a better album. But it's number 30. I would probably have it as a top 50 album anyway. So this is a top 200. I would probably have it as a top 50 album potentially. So not really mad at that. 29, Tupac, All Eyes on Me. Anywhere in the top 50, Tupac, All Eyes on Them. Not really mad at that. To me, it's a top 10 West Coast album. Top 50 hip-hop album. Can't be too mad. I think I think Millions the World is Tupac's best album. I will flip this and put Millions the World right here at number 29 instead of All Eyes on Me. That's me. Some people think Machiavelli's his best album. Whatever, you know, it's whatever. Number 28, Mobb Deep, Infamous. Now, I just talked about Infamous and Cuban Links on another episode of the Dome Podcast recently. I think I had the Infamous like number 9 on my list. Now, that might be high for some, low for some. I feel like 28 is low for the Infamous, but it's in the top 30 on Rolling Stone. I guess in the grand scheme of things, I can't be too mad. 27, Outkast, Aquemini. You know, I hold Aquemini in high esteem. I would have it ranked higher again. So even though I'm about to destroy this list in a few minutes, there is a few things right here that I guess I'm not too mad at. You know what I'm saying? I guess I'm not too upset about. Aquemini 27, I would have it much higher. Have it in the top 30 again on Rolling Stones. I'm not mad. Being that it is Rolling Stone, I would probably expect Aquemini to be in the top 5 or top 10 though, because Outkast is such a global group, and I know how they can be. Now, Jay-Z, Reasonable Doubt, number 26. Anytime Reasonable Doubt is held, you know, in the top 30, top 50. No, I'm never mad because I always said, even though when it came out, it was an underground classic. It's an amazing album by Jay-Z. So I'm not mad at this either. So I know some of you guys might be thinking, well, damn, Tony, what's the problem? Because you seem like you're agreeing. Well, I just gave you a whole lot of stuff I didn't agree with. Midnight Marauders number 55. That's horrendous. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, these are a few that you can feel. But keep listening. 25 Eminem, the Marshall Mathers LP, that was also discussed in the previous episode. I ranked, well, I didn't rank, but I debated the Marshall Mathers LP versus Game documentary. And I had the documentary is a little bit better in terms of replay value for me and song for song. Of course, it's not a more polarizing album, and it's never going to be ranked higher. And Eminem is definitely a better MC than Game, but you can check that episode out for that. Not mad at it, though. Rolling Stone has Marshall Mathers LP number 25 instead of number 5. Pretty impressive, right? Okay. All right. Now, number 24 is Nas Illmatic. All right, man. Let's just go to number 23. UGK Riding Dirty. I think this is pretty high ranking. I wouldn't rank UGK Riding Dirty over Aquemini. You know what I'm saying? Even though UGK is first, basically, UGK and 8-Ball MJG and the Ghetto Boys did a lot opening up the Midwest and the South. So influence-wise, I would get that. Riding Dirty is a dope album, but I definitely wouldn't have it ranked higher than the Aquemini. But nevertheless, UGK Riding Dirty, rest in peace to Pimp C, is number 23. 22, DMX is Dark and Hell is Hot. Not mad. Good job, Rolling Stones. I mean, you know, X is his debut is a classic. I think it was game changing. I think he brought back a lot of rawness. His live performances, his energy, his vibe was definitely something that shifted hip hop. And a lot of people had to change the way they performed and everything after DMX. And the album was sick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not really mad at this. So again, you probably say, okay, well, what's the problem, Tony? Well, keep listening. Number 21, Lil Wayne, The Drought 3. Look, it's a dope mixtape. Lil Wayne has one of the dopest mixtapes, discographies. Facts. Top 5. But you're going to tell me that The Drought 3 is better than the Carter 2 album and the Carter 3 album? I mean, that's bananas to me. His Carter 2 is ranked like number 99 on here. And the Drought 3 is ranked number 21. So I guess one of the writers for Rolling Stone just really love this joint right here because there's no way it's one of the top 30 albums of all time. Let's continue. All right, number 20, Future, DS2. Now, that's a big album. Great production, big singles. You know, it can't always be boom bap. I get it. So I can't really be mad. Future album is in the top 200 on Rolling Stone. I just don't see how it's a top 30 hip hop album of all time. But it's a dope album. But again, Future DS2 is number 20. Number 19, Lil Kim Hardcore. I love Hardcore. I think it's one of the best produced albums of 1996. And 1996 is Flooded. Episode 1 is about the hip hop war, 1996. Episode 1 of the Dome. It's a dope album, man. I think this is a high ranking, a little high. I think it's a little political with some of these rankings, but you know, it is what it is. It's ranked number 19. I guess what you guys think about that? 18, Mad Villainy, Underground Legendary Classic Album. Look, this Rolling Stone, and I know how big MF Doom is. Rest in peace, MF Doom. I'm surprised it's not even in the top 10, given this is Rolling Stone. And at times they try to be overly hip hop in certain placements to show they're not biased or something like that. So they'll throw something in like MF Doom ranked real high. Some will say that Mad Villainy is a top 20 hip hop album. You know what I'm saying? In a lot of circles, in a lot of different age groups. So this is one I won't bash or debate. But number 17 is Kanye West Yeezus. Number 17 is Kanye West Yeezus. For me, that's not even in my top 5 Kanye albums. When I think about Late Registration, College Dropout, Graduation, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I would even say, I don't know. I guess it might be. I don't know. I like 808 and Heartbreaks better than than Yeezus. So yeah, it's not even my top Kanye album list, discography, so whatever. Number 16, Cardi B, Invasion of Privacy. Okay, people listen now. Let's keep this all the way 100. MC Lyte, Jean Grae, Rhapsody, Salt-N-Pepa, Foxy Brown. All of these individuals have an album better than this album right here. And I actually like Cardi B. You know, she's authentic, meaning the way she came out and, you know, on Instagram and when she was on like the little Love and Hip Hop and all that, all the way up to now, I think that she's still the same person. I think she is very authentic, for better or for worse. Has a couple of big songs. But you're not going to sit here and tell me that Cardi B Invasion of Privacy is supposed to be on any top list in hip-hop history. Especially not no damn top 30. She's in the top 30 right here. Give me a break, man. Give me a break. That EPMD's debut at number 50, Strictly Business. All right. Number 15, Eric B and Rakim Paid in Full. Not mad at that. Long as Rakim and Eric B Paid in Full is in the top 20 albums on any list, on any platform, I can't be mad. Ghostface, Supreme Clientele is at number 14. Some people think that's the best Wu-Tang album. I mean, I have it under 36, you know, Cuba Links and Liquid Swords, but it's right there. Iron Man is right there. So that's a big album for the Wu-Tang and for the East Coast. If it's anybody's top 30, 40, I'm not really mad. I might have it a little bit lower than this, but I can't be mad at this. See, this is what Rolling Stone do. They slide this little stuff in because they got some BS going on too. Coming up, the BS. Well, not yet. Chronic 2001 is ranked number 13, but the actual Chronic is ranked like 80 slots lower. Now, the Chronic 2001 is one of the best produced albums of that time period. The engineering, of course, that Dr. Dre always do is always stellar. It's a dope album. I have it probably outside my personal top 30, but it's a classic album, so I'm not really mad. I think it's ranked a little too high right here. Now, the Clips, Laura Williams, number 12. Now, come on, give me a break. It's a dope album. And I like the Clips. Grinder was kind of game-changing production-wise from the Neptunes. But you're going to sit here and tell me that Lord Williams is the 12th greatest rap album of all time? Again, this might be, they might have a table of writers, and each one of them are picking which album to write about, because on the website, there's a little write-up on all 200 albums, and I'm not even going to go back to look at who wrote that part or whatever, but I'm assuming that person is from Virginia and love the Clips, or Pusha T, their favorite rapper or something. Let me just continue. Number 11 is Drake, Take Care. Now, I can honestly say, I like Drake. I think Take Care is a dope album, but it didn't make my top 50 on Into the Dome website, and I've never seen Take Care in anybody's top 20 greatest rap albums. I never seen it. Now, that might be some list out there, and I like Drake again. That have it ranked that high, I think this probably is his best album. He is a legend in the culture now, whether people like it or not. But number 11, the greatest rap list is Ludacris. But anyway, okay. Number 10, Lauryn Hill, Miseducation Lawrence Hill. Not even a rap album. One of the greatest albums in the last 30 years? Yeah, absolutely. It's probably a top 5 album of the last 30 years. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. But it's more of an alternative album. It's not really a rap album. She raps on like 3 or 4 songs, a verse. But if you want to put it in the category, then I can't be mad if it's ranked really high, because it's a stellar, legendary album. I think she won every Grammy the year it came out. Too high for me because not enough rapping. But, okay, fine. Number 9, Tribe Called Quest, The Low End Theory. you know, I think I have it number 11 on my all-time list. And I think I have the Midnight Marauders like top 5. So, you know, Tribe's my favorite group. Maybe that sounds biased. I'm not really mad at Tribe being right here. Number 8, Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. You never really can argue that. You know what I'm saying? If somebody has Wu-Tang 36 Chambers in there, I think it's a safe pick. See, again, I think they think they slick because it's a safe pick because the next album I'm about to sell you, you're going to be like, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So they have Wu-Tang 36 Chambers right there, right? Number 7, Missy Elliott, So Addictive. Now look, I love Missy Elliott. Lil Wayne recently was saying Missy Elliott is the best rapper to him. She a legend doing the versus stuff. I always said, man, she was the one to go against Busta to me. I think she one of the most talented, one of the most innovative artists in hip hop history and in music history. Missy Elliott is great. I even like the way she rap. You know what I'm saying? In terms of she got her own little flow, her own little style. I dig her. You know what I'm saying? I dig her. I like her a lot. And this is a dope album. You know, I had Get Your Freak On, Lick Shots, 1 Minute Man, Take Away For My People, all that. It's a great album. Now, I personally like Super Duper Fly better. If I was ranking Missy Elliott albums, Super Duper Fly is my favorite Missy Elliott album. This one probably got the most, maybe had the most hits on it. You know what I'm saying? But I think Super Duper Fly is better. So Addictive, Missy Elliott, ranked number 7. I do think that's crazy, even though I'm a huge fan of Missy Elliott. But I think having that 36 Chambers and all that shit on there helps to relieve some pain when they do a ranking like having her number 7. Number 6, Kanye, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I think that Graduation is Kanye's best album, but a lot of people really love My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. It's a great album. The way he did videos for each of the songs, it felt like a movie. It felt like a movement. You know what I'm saying? So it is very important to the culture and to his discography. One of my episodes is about Kanye West, the different eras of Kanye West. His discography is stellar. He's a top 5 hip-hop artist, not a top 5 MC, but a top 5 hip-hop artist, possibly even the greatest artist in hip-hop ever. It's possible. Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, for me, it could be ranked anywhere between 15 and 30. You know what I'm saying? Personally. But I'm not mad. It's high, really high, but okay. Number 5, and I'm sure this is going to be interesting to a lot of people, Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. Now, I recently talked about classic albums, and I talked about To Pimp a Butterfly was kind of the modern day It Takes a Nation $1 Million for PE. I literally said that on the podcast I just did this week. I said that it's that powerful. I think it's that stellar. So, ranking it really high, am I surprised it's ranked in the top 10? I'm really not for Rolling Stone. But I'm not really surprised when I see it ranked high anywhere. I wouldn't have it this high, but I'm not mad if To Pimp a Butterfly anywhere between the top 20 and the top 30. You know what I'm saying? I really can't be mad. I really can't judge that. Now, you see Rolling Stone snuck a few little BS here and there that obviously is crazy to me, but they did keep certain albums that it's hard to, it's good fun talking, good fun debate. Number 4, PE, It Takes a Nation $1 Million. This album is, what the Bomb Squad did, what Chuck D did vocally, everything like that. I mean, it could be ranked anywhere from 1 to 10 to me, and I wouldn't be really mad at all. It Takes a Nation $1 Million is a stellar hip-hop album. And it's funny because years and years ago, Rolling Stones did the greatest albums. Like I tell you, that they've done a few of them. They had Public Enemy, It Takes a Nation $1 Million, at one point ranked the highest rap album ever. You know what I'm saying? So to see it still years and years later in the top 5, that part is pretty consistent by Rolling Stone. Number 3, Jay-Z, The Blueprint. I love Jay-Z album, The Blueprint. We talked about it the other day. Talked about how it dropped on 9/11. People still checking for Jay-Z. Kanye West, Bink, and Just Blaze with the soul samples was huge. Along with it helped bring it back, along with Ghostface Supreme Clientele. Track 2, The Takeover by Kanye, produced by Kanye West. I think Sample the Doors. It was the track against Nas and Mobb Deep. I still feel like Jay-Z and Nas had the greatest battle in hip hop history. People think it's just Ether and the Takeover when they literally had a year's worth of shots at each other, verses at each other, lines at each other. It's the greatest rap battle from Jay-Z's, to me, second greatest album. Some think this is Jay-Z's greatest album. Some people think Jay-Z is the GOAT. Now, I've been talking about Jay-Z a lot on Twitter lately. My article from back in the day is Jay-Z the greatest MC in 1,000 words. He's in my top 5, but that was just a challenge that me and my friend Sid did. Nas my favorite MC, Jay-Z's his, and we wrote on the opposite. So, but I do think that you can call him the GOAT, and I won't be mad at that. And if he is the GOAT, and people are saying the Blueprint is his greatest piece of work, then it being in the top 5, I wouldn't be too mad. I think I have the Blueprint ranked. I have Reasonable Doubt ranked in my top 20, and I think I have the Blueprint ranked right up under somewhere in my top 30s, I believe. But maybe some people think that's low. But I think Reasonable Doubt is better to me. And Reasonable Doubt could possibly crack my top 10. Now, number 2 is where it gets really, really, it's like, come on, Rolling Stone. Outkast, Stankonia. Now, I like Stankonia. I think that they were very creative on there. Big singles, good album cuts, lengthy too. A lot of songs on Stankonia. I think it's like 20 songs on Stankonia. Stankonia could have been a double CD. You know what I'm saying? They had a lot of work. They had threw 2 or 3 more skits in there. They could have made a double CD, and they would have had 2, multi-platinum double CDs between that and Speaker Box Love Below. But I think most people will say Stankonia ranks under Aquemini, Southern Playalistic, Cadillac Music, and AT Aliens. I think most people would say it ranks like number 4. But Rolling Stone has it as the second greatest rap album of all time. I don't even know how to I don't know where to go with that. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure where to go with that one. That's ranked way too high. Come on, man. That's crazy. I'm just looking at the list again, and yeah, I wouldn't even, there's probably 15 albums right here on Rolling Stone list that I would have them ranked higher than Stankonia. Take a Nation of Million, The Pimple Butterfly, My Dark Twisted Fantasy, Low End Theory, Chronic 2001, Supreme Clientele, Paid in Full. All of them are better than Stankonia to me. Illmatic on here. Yeah, a lot of these albums better than Stankonia to me. That's crazy. And number 1, you can do a lot of debating with this. This is very interesting. And it was interesting they picked this as number 1. But according to Rolling Stones, June 7, 2022, Biggie Smalls' Ready to Die is the greatest rap album. And in that little write-up, I read it earlier today, they said Biggie was the greatest MC. So if this is his greatest album and he's the greatest MC, I see why they have him number 1. Some people think Ready to Die is better than Illmatic. Some people think Ready to Die is better than all of Jay-Z albums. They do. Some people think that, Reasonable Doubt tops anything Nas has done. Ready to Die, excuse me. Some people think Ready to Die tops anything Nas has done, tops anything Jay-Z has done, tops anything, all Tupac albums. Those his peers. Some people really believe that. Now, Ready to Die is like a suicide letter. It starts with him being born and ends with him killing himself. All through the middle, he talks about his life, hopes, dream, struggle, family, success, people trying to rob him, everything. So Ready to Die is a monumental album. It's 5 mics to me. I've debated Ready to Die versus Illmatic and Cuban Links and all these albums before. I can't be mad if someone say it's the greatest rap album. I can't be mad if someone says it's the greatest East Coast album. I can't be mad if someone say Biggie is the greatest MC. He's ranked 5, I think number 4 on my all-time list. I think Biggie's ranked number 4. But I wouldn't be mad if he was number 1. So, I think it's funny. Did Rolling Stone do this with Ready to Die being number 1 to show that hip hop and Biggie's the greatest to kind of give some validity to this list, because this is a list that has Midnight Marauders at number 55. You know, this is a list that has Cypress Hill 91, Critical Beatdown 88, but Cardi B album ranked number 16 all time. That is this list. It's a list that has Lil Wayne to drop 3, number 21. But has Eric B. and Rakim Follow the Leader, number 79. So look, man, this is a quick, summary of the top 30 for Rolling Stone. This just kind of came out of anywhere. I'm on break right now. I was just chilling, eating lunch, and I'm like, wow, man, let me take a look at this list. And some of these, man, you can go look at the list, man, and see what you think, man. But those are just my thoughts, man. Once again, appreciate you. Be safe out there. It's crazy out here right now. Guard your family. Guard your kids. Keep your prayers going, man. One love. Peace.